In the sport of boxing, every once in a while, the impossible happens. A moment unfolds where the world gasps, when the underdog, written off by critics and overshadowed by greatness, rises from obscurity to etch their name in history. Picture this: Claressa Shields, the self-proclaimed GWOAT, unbeaten, undisputed, and unshaken, suddenly staggered, countered, and stunned by a patient, precise Lani Daniels. The world didn't see it coming, but Lani did. And in that moment, the boxing universe tilted. This is how an unassuming champion from New Zealand could shock the world and hand Claressa Shields her first ever professional loss.
You don't want to brawl with me. You don't want to do that, but I want you to.
If Lani Daniels wants to shock the boxing world by defeating Claressa Shields, her best shot lies in turning the fight into a technical chess match. Shields thrives in the pocket, where her hand speed, accuracy, and tight combinations dominate. But she has a noticeable flaw: when she unloads her multi-punch combinations, especially her rapid-fire flurries, she tends to square up, widen her base, and slightly lift her chin. This creates fleeting windows where a smart, patient fighter can counter, especially with an uppercut timed just under those wide hooks. Daniels must capitalize on this structural gap. The key is for Daniels to avoid direct firefights and instead use lateral movement to reset the rhythm of the fight. Shields likes dictating tempo. She baits opponents into a rhythm, then explodes with combinations. If Daniels stays on the center line or allows herself to be a stationary target, she will be dissected. But if she circles smartly, especially to her right, away from Shields' jab and overhand right, she forces Claressa to keep resetting. The less time Shields spends in rhythm, the fewer opportunities she'll have to execute her trademark flurries. Lani should also feint with her shoulders, feet, and guard regularly, not necessarily to land early, but to disrupt Shields' timing. Claressa often relies on visual cues before throwing combinations. If Daniels can present those cues without actual commitment, faking a lean-in or twitching her jab hand, she can draw premature attacks. And when Shields bites, that's when Daniels should strike. It's not about matching Shields punch for punch in every exchange. It's about making each of her counters count more. The uppercut is Daniels' most valuable tool in this matchup. Claressa's forward movement during combinations leaves a channel between her elbows and underneath her chin. If Daniels times her uppercut as Shields lunges in, particularly during the second or third punch of a combo, she can catch her clean. It doesn't have to be a one-punch knockout weapon. It just needs to score and make Shields hesitate. One well-placed uppercut early in the fight could plant doubt in Claressa's mind and disrupt her flow. Even better if Daniels mixes levels: body jab, step back, uppercut. That sort of pattern not only scores but keeps Shields from charging in comfortably. Another advantage of the uppercut is psychological. Shields prides herself on being untouchable in exchanges. If Daniels starts finding her chin mid-combination, it forces Claressa to second-guess herself, which is a rare and vulnerable mental state for her. Once hesitation sets in, Daniels gains control of the pace. To make the uppercut even more effective, Daniels should disguise it behind high guard baiting. She can lean slightly forward with a tight shell, inviting Shields to open up. As soon as Shields commits with her left-right combo, Daniels must take a half step back and fire the rear uppercut from underneath. This tactic has worked against aggressive combo punchers historically, and Daniels, with her experience at both light heavyweight and heavyweight, has the durability and footwork to execute it repeatedly. Lani must also manage her energy wisely. Shields is relentless and can go all 12 rounds at a high pace. Daniels, therefore, should not try to win every round on volume. Instead, she should pick her moments to burst, especially in the middle of the rounds, when Shields often accelerates. If Daniels keeps her punch output efficient and targets key moments with impactful uppercuts, coupled with smart angles and exits, she can give the judges clean, clear reasons to award rounds. To stand a real chance against Claressa Shields, Lani Daniels must come into the fight with the best gas tank of her career. Shields is not just quick-handed and sharp. She's relentless over 12 rounds. Her pace doesn't fade. She throws in flurries, she moves well, and she mixes her attack from head to body with stamina that's rare among fighters who fluctuated between weight classes. If Daniels wants to not only survive but compete, she must train her body to maintain intelligent, mobile defense for all 12 rounds. That means interval conditioning, endurance drills under fatigue, and sparring with pressure fighters who throw volume. Because this won't be a slow, methodical fight, Claressa will push her every minute. A stronger gas tank also helps Lani stick to a disciplined game plan. Fighters often abandon strategy not out of fear, but out of fatigue. A tired fighter starts dropping their hands, standing still, and reacting late. But with proper conditioning, Daniels can stay light on her feet, keep her reflexes sharp, and respond to Claressa's attacks with poise rather than panic. The uppercut counter, which is key to cracking Shields, is useless if Daniels is too tired to throw it cleanly in rounds 9 to 12. So gas tank is not just physical, it's strategic survival. Next, Daniels must focus on tightening her defense, not just to avoid damage, but to create counter opportunities. Claressa has a high punch volume, and most of her success comes from overwhelming opponents who panic under fire. But a fighter who stays calm under pressure and picks off those shots can make Shields look inefficient. This is where the high guard comes in. Daniels should adopt a compact, traditional shell, keeping her gloves high to her temples, elbows tucked, and chin low. She should resist the urge to trade during Claressa's blitzes. Instead, she should let the shots land on her arms, block the flurries, and wait for the moment Claressa opens up. From there, Daniels can fire short, sharp counters, especially that right uppercut or left hook. Even more intriguing is the potential for Daniels to incorporate elements of George Foreman's later career defensive style. Foreman, in his 40s, didn't try to move constantly. He stayed composed, guarded, and trusted his shell to absorb and deflect. He didn't waste energy reacting wildly. He stood still when needed, let opponents exhaust themselves, and countered efficiently with high-impact punches. Daniels doesn't need to imitate Foreman completely, but the philosophy of conserving energy through smart, subtle defense could help her survive Shields' volume while setting traps. The key is anticipation over reaction. If Daniels can read Shields' rhythm, she won't need to rely on speed. She can simply be in the right place with the right guard. The high guard also encourages Claressa to throw to the body, and when she dips down to do that, Daniels should be ready with a sneaky uppercut or right hand over the top. Timing beats speed, and positioning beats power. But a good defense is only half the equation. Daniels must pair it with patient counterpunching. Claressa is most dangerous when opponents let her throw freely without paying for it. Daniels must make Shields respect her by responding to every opening with precision. A blocked 4-punch combo should be followed immediately by a 2-punch counter, ideally a short right uppercut or a stiff jab down the middle. Even if it doesn't land clean every time, the psychological effect is powerful. It tells Shields she can't throw with impunity. Moreover, Daniels should not try to match Claressa's speed, but beat her to position. After every Shields combination, there's a fraction of a second where she resets her feet or pulls her head straight back. That's the moment Daniels must strike. It may not be pretty, and it won't win highlight reels, but it can win rounds, landing 2 or 3 clean counters per round while taking minimal damage. Who do you think wins this fight? Do you see any hope for Lani Daniels at all? Let us know in the comment section.